It was pretty bleak. Footfall down by more than half on last year because, of course, a lot of non-essential retail remained closed in much of the country under tightened coronavirus restrictions. And if it's Tier 4, of course, all non-essential shops are due to be shut down. Let's talk to Kate Hardcastle, who's a consumer and retail advisor at business consultancy Insight with Passion. Kate, this is, of course, one of the most important times of the year normally for the high street, but it's going to be another bleak one.
It's significant, Andrew. Yes. Hi. I think what we've got to try and understand when we talk about retail, it certainly has been in quite disparate channels in the fact we've had bricks and mortar and online, but more and more organisations are pulling those bits of their supply chain together. They're pulling those sales together. So actually what might seem bleak and has been and as horrible as for traditional bricks and mortar stores, and certainly as retail sitting next to a lot of hospitality organisations that have also had a very miserable year of it, we've seen this huge surge in terms of people moving to online, people maybe that hadn't even really considered online due to necessity, due to the fact that that's been sometimes the only outlet open to them. And we've heard from distribution companies that this has been tenfold the deliveries they've normally been doing this time of year as well. So I think we'll have seen a lot more of those sales move online. And
if you think about some of the flagship shopping streets in Britain, thinking of Oxford Street and Regent Street in London, for instance, Kate, extraordinary to see them deserted as I did this morning coming into the studio. The worry will be that people get used to shopping online and then never return.
I think that's already happened. I think we've got to accept that because we've seen change, maybe in terms of the shift that we were expecting by about 2025, in a matter of months this year, as I say, born out of the fact that, and we know this particularly, shoppers perhaps over a certain age group, maybe 55, who have been maybe nervous about online or just preferred stores, have moved there because they felt safer there or their non-essential stores were closed again. And that's where they've done their Christmas shopping this year. If they then start moving towards that trend and they don't move back quickly enough, it could be absolutely the end of so many vibrant high streets. We've got to see an evolution of change. We still need retail to be part of high streets. But when I think about the documentary I was doing recently on Oxford Street and the history and the legacy of places, it's just not going to be that picture postcard image we've all got in our mind of, you know, the big department stores having their Boxing Day sales and the discounts flying and people running out the stores with bags. It's just a very different thing now. And we shop very differently in stores as to we do online as well. It's much more methodical online, where in stores we very much react to the opportunities that are there.
Just finally, Kate, these department stores then have to reinvent themselves. What would you suggest they do?
So we've got to have high streets and places to shop, but they need to be the best of the best. That doesn't mean that it has to be all experiences, all singing and dancing. Sometimes it can just be about great value. I think that we're going to see, if I had to sit with my crystal ball, the need for organisations to be very much more authentic and respectful and build relationships with customers. I think the integration between online and in stores needs to work much more cohesively for shoppers so that they can use both as to their best of their use. And I think more than anything, we need to have vibrancy. We need to have businesses, great and small, making up the piece. Who wants to see homogenised high streets where you get off a train in the UK and you don't even know where you are because it all looks the same? I think vibrancy of place, a place to be, is going to be really important. Retail will survive. It's just going to be different. And this has been the huge change. This has been the huge tipping point that's going to see this evolution.
Very interesting. That's Kate Hardcastle, consumer and retail advisor at business consultancy Insight with Passion.